Do you have these in a size 10?
Let me check for you. Do we have any Predators in size 10?
Yeah?
Yeah.
We got some.
Yeah, we got them.
Newcastle United had a massive game. With a trip to Aston Villa looming, Eddie Howe's men need to be prepared. But the transfer deadline day is also not far away. Today we will reveal who Newcastle's late transfer signing may be. Get the breaking news regarding Almiron and Lascelles. Discuss the impact of the massive news from Kieran Trippier. And find out why Newcastle's season could be set to explode. As per, let's break it all down and discuss the things we learned from Fulham 0, Newcastle United 2.
Let's go.
Starting off with the growing trend for Longstaff, as he has been developing a knack for scoring significant goals for Newcastle. In the match, Longstaff managed to break the deadlock with an impressive left-footed finish, scoring a crucial goal for Newcastle.
Yeah, I think it was one of them things that just sort of fell to us, and I backed my technique with both feet. Just try to get a clean strike on it. Then balls tend to fly a little bit, and pitch was wet, so I knew if I could sort of get it in the ground a bit, it was going to skid, and luckily it sort of went inside the post. I can't really remember. I couldn't really see it go in, but like I said, just happy to see it hit the back of the net, and it's one of them things where last month was tough for me. I obviously come back from an injury and stuff, so I felt a lot better today. I think, like I said, the week was good for everyone to get away, and I felt a lot like me out there today, which is better for me, I would say. Like I said, and hopefully can kick on from that, not just me but everyone.
During the first half, he switched over to the right-hand side of midfield, and this positional change seemed to benefit him as he performed better in that role. In the match itself, Longstaff had a 94% pass accuracy, 51 touches, 30 out of 32 passes completed, 6 ground duels won, 3 out of 4 tackles won, 1 goal, meaning he has now scored or assisted 6 goals in all competitions for Newcastle this season. So Longstaff's ability to find the back of the net in important moments is proving valuable for Newcastle. But do you still think he is good enough for the team? Then moving on, Newcastle's defense was a fortress. Sven Botman had a strong performance, earning a rating of 7.5. He demonstrated excellent reading of the game, making crucial sliding challenges to disrupt the opponent's attacks. In one notable instance, Botman successfully prevented Rodrigo Muniz from scoring by executing a well-timed block. His defensive contributions were instrumental in maintaining the team's defensive solidity and denying the opposition scoring opportunities. Against Fulham, he had a 90% pass accuracy, 65 touches, 46 out of 51 passes completed, 5 clearances, 3 out of 3 ground duels won, 2 out of 2 tackles won, 2 blocks. The roles. Royce was impressive at the back, and being only £37 million, he is proving to be a bargain signing for Newcastle. However, the defender who stole the show was Dan Burn. His ability to press high into central areas is often overlooked, but plays a crucial role in enhancing the effectiveness of our counter-pressing tactics. In the match, Dan Burn received a rating of 8.3, having 92 touches, 73% pass accuracy, 44 out of 60 passes completed, 11 clearances, 5 out of 7 ground duels won, 5 out of 5 aerial duels won, 5 out of 5 tackles won, 1 goal. The goal meant that Dan Burn has now scored twice against Fulham in his last 2 games against them.
They all count, don't they? Absolute screamers. So I was just happy I got it on target, to be honest. But I've got 4 goals this season, which is the best I've done for a long time. So hopefully I can get a few more to end the season. But I think the most important thing is the away win. We've managed to keep a clean sheet, and, as I said, through the last 16.
For you though, as you say, 4 goals, and it's something you have spoken about. You want to get more goals. You've missed 6 weeks of the season as well with the injury, so you must be really pleased with that return.
Yeah, very. I think it's something that I've worked on a lot in training. I think most of the time is just trying to sort of stay in between the posts. I think that's what they always say about the strikers, and things drop for you. So I'm sort of happy I managed to get 2 goals there against an old club as well, which is always good. So happy.
You mentioned the fans there. Alan Shearer was in the away end as well. Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, he was there watching. He'd have been pretty pleased with he got a goal poaching there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he would have. Yeah, as I said I was going after his record, so I've only got 200 and odd to go now. So yeah, let's hope I can get it.
Talking about Alan Shearer in the stands with the fans. Then, although Eddie Howe favored a flat midfield structure, wanting Bruno to press and neutralize the opposing team's defensive midfielder, number 6, and force them to resort to long ball plays, which would be then dealt with by Newcastle's centre-backs. Newcastle's midfield struggled to find any rhythm and cohesion in terms of ball possession during the match, with the first pass in transition being consistently inaccurate. It became apparent that the flat midfield setup needed adjustment.
Quite frankly, you need to go back to the drawing board because your game absolutely sucks!
Eddie Howe should have deployed Bruno in a more traditional deep-lying number 6 role to help a staggered midfield formation, because Willian was constantly drifting into space and receiving the ball in that specific area, causing problems for Newcastle's solid defence.
Delighted to get through. We showed real resilience, really good defensive qualities. We weren't our absolute best tonight. That's pretty obvious, but we did what we needed to do to get through an early round in an important competition.
You said you wanted an energetic and technical performance when you say you weren't at your best, but how far away were you from that, do you think?
Well, second half we were a lot closer. I thought the second half we were much better. Our shape was better on the ball. Bravery and our technical delivery was better. The first half was a bit frustrating because I didn't think we really got going. Didn't stamp our authority in the game as much as I'd have liked. But in saying that, I don't think they created too much. Thought we were pretty comfortable. Martin's made one really good save. But second half, yeah, much more like ourselves and a good performance.
Also after the game, Kieran Trippier asked to do an interview to clarify his situation at Newcastle.
It's nice to see you, nice to speak to you. You've come out asking to do an interview. Firstly, what is it that you want to say?
No, I'm just happy with the performance today. Obviously, that's the most important thing. And yeah, obviously there's been a lot of obviously speculation about me recently. But as always, I'm committed here. I'm 100% committed, as I have been since I first signed. And there's no place where I'd rather be.
The manager, speaking ahead of the match, talked about that and reiterated your commitment to Newcastle following that interest from Bayern Munich. Can you tell us from your perspective how difficult has the last week been? Because there's been a lot of noise around you. You've been quiet and now obviously the situation seems to be over.
Yeah, it is. It's over. Obviously, as I said before, I'm committed. I had a nice break with my family. And yeah, it's not worried about anything. I've always been committed to the club. They've done a lot for me and I want to give back. And yeah, like I said, I've been quiet, but I've got nothing to, throw my toys out of the pram or anything. I'm happy here, like as I've always said, and want to give everything for the club.
Is something like this, though, or can it be unsettling for a player?
No, it's not, because I'm old enough now, I've been around the block and, at my age and, a club, I can only take it as a compliment, but I'm here now, I want to give everything for Newcastle and, unsettling, no, because, I'm a professional, I'm experienced, so I try and block all the noise out.
And Kieran, you were the first signing after the takeover a couple of seasons ago, and you're one of the older players, most experienced, a leader in the dressing room. You were captain tonight. How importantly do you take that role at Newcastle in what is a new era at the club, a club that's going places?
No, I take it serious, and obviously when I first signed, I've mentioned it many times that I want to help people around me. I want to support them if I'm playing or not playing. That's the type of character that I am, and the direction that we want to go in. We want to win every single game. This competition's a historic competition. We want to go far. We want to try and win it, and I want to try and bring all my experience, as I've done since I first walked through the door, to try and bounce off the other players. And from when I first signed till now, the team's took huge strides.
And in previous years, some players may have left Newcastle to go and perhaps better themselves, maybe be at clubs that had a chance of playing in Europe or winning trophies. When you look at where Newcastle United is now, you can stay here, you and your colleagues, and you can achieve that here, can't you, because of the way the club is set up and geared for sporting success?
No, definitely, and we want to create history here. We've talked about that a lot, and we want to create our own path, our own journey as as a new team, should we say? yeah, it's all positivity, and we want to move forward and try and win a trophy, and you know that's a starting block for us. And yeah, tonight was another good step, and yeah, only positive, and I think we took huge strides since the takeover, and everybody's responded really well to that.
My last question is just about you, because you came off tonight. The manager said you've been perhaps nursing a bit of a groin, was it a groin issue for a little while? Can you just tell us how you are?
No, I'm fine. It's, you know, obviously I've been managing a groin problem. It's nothing serious, nothing at all, but yeah, just precaution really. And yeah, no, I'm feeling fine, feeling all right.
Then, before the start of the game, Miguel Almiron and Jamaal Lascelles were not in the squad, with the club confirming that Miguel Almiron had missed the fourth-round tie through illness, while Jamaal Lascelles was absent through injury. But given that these players are rumored to be set to leave to Al-Shabaab and Besiktas respectively, do you think that Newcastle United lied and moves are on the cards?
I could see that as a very real possibility.
Talking about transfers, Eddie Howe spoke about potential exits at Newcastle in the final days of the January transfer window, saying, "There is a possibility someone could leave, I made that clear. That hasn't changed. We have to wait to see what happens." When asked about the possibility of Joelinton having played his last game for Newcastle, he said, "I'm not a fortune teller, but it's a possibility. I hope that's not the case. I want him to stay. I love him as a person and player. But before a player signs a contract, he has to be happy with everything, and we are not there yet. He has 18 months left on his contract, so it's a possibility he'll be sold in the summer." While discussing why the Calvin Phillips loan deal fell through, he said, "We had to step away from that one due to financial reasons." But with Newcastle set to have limited numbers in midfield, Newcastle United is reportedly interested in acquiring Tottenham midfielder Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg on loan as they aim to strengthen their midfield before the transfer window closes. According to the Daily Mail, the potential deal involving Tottenham's Hojbjerg is quietly developing and is considered to be bubbling under the surface ahead of the deadline on February 1st. Hojbjerg has found himself behind Rodrigo Bentancur and Yves Bissouma in the pecking order for the defensive midfield position, number 6 at Tottenham. As a result, he has only started in 6 out of his 22 appearances this season, and a move looks more likely. But tell me, would you want Newcastle to sign him? Then, according to reports, Barcelona had sent scouts to the AFCON to cast their eye over Newcastle's Yankuba Minteh. So it seems Newcastle United have a future star on their hands. And then, finally, did you know that Newcastle has completed the signing of an exciting midfielder from Manchester City? And that's not all, as they have also submitted a shocking bid to sign a prolific striker. Click the video on screen now if you want to know more on that.
Great to be for the next round. Your support it's been immense for us, as always, so thanks a lot, and see you in the next round.